mag-learn sila by their own. Diba? Inyong encourage research, magkong sa diha. Yes. Naka po yung mga learners lagi nga malisodon. No. So, mo itong kinahanglan na ito i-reinforce or needs remediation. So, through questioning, our learners are prompted to process and apply the information they learn actively. Kaya kung magsige na kaghatag og module without questions, without assessment, ganyan mga learner din yun, di na mubalik. Sige na matag-answer ani, matag pangutanan din siya kung tama ba na. Isa na po niya ng activity, di ba sa, kung tinugon yun ang revalida bitaw sa portfolio, kung isa-isahon yun ako na pag-question, kung dili makatupag, akong i-turn down ang bata na. Kuyawan yun sila. So, ingana yung tirada nga, questionan ninyo sa material nga inyong gihatag. Bisag, duha o tulog ka question, no? Para maanad sila ba nga, ingani di ay ang portfolio assessment, ingani ang kuan, pangutana. Di ba? Okay. So, by checking all students' responses, teacher can gauge comprehension levels across the entire class or the entire learner nimo, identifying areas of confusion and misunderstanding that may need further clarification. So, ingani ang instructional principle number 3. Digid mahugdan o pangutana ang maestra. Ano? Bisan pang nag-away mo sa imong bana, pangutana ihapon ka sa imong yes, ma'am. Mag-raise of questions sa imo, ha? Okay, so pwede na siya, ma'am, na siya ang mangutana regarding sa iyang material nga gihimo. Okay, may mga sige naman po pangutana, kamo na po yung mangutana regarding diha sa ilahang material. Kay through questioning sa ilahang gigamit nga material, meaning na sila na nahibalaan. So, that's the time nga ang learner po ma-develop na to ang critical thinking. Okay. So, research underscores the importance of student practice, often facilitated through teacher question and discussion. Successful teachers devote over half of the class time to lecturing, demonstrating, and asking questions, using them to assess learning and prompt deeper understanding. So, manigingon nga formative assessment. In contrast, less successful teachers ask fewer questions, particularly those related to problem-solving processes. So, pwede itong ngingon ni ma'am para ma-consult, mag-solicit mag-question regarding sa material nga iyang itunan. Basi out of the blue po ang question niya dili related. Dapat mayroon mo nga mag-formulate mo questions regarding sa inyong material nga gi-answeran. Kay answeran po na ako. Then, pwede po sila ra po answer. Di ba? Para di na po ka magsipangutana sa ilahan. Yung ma'am, sige rin pangutana. Balik-balik nga na balik-balik, di ba? Kalaban. Okay. So, ingana. Para less nang imuhang kuan, sila ipahimuon mo question, sila ra po mo tubag. Kay nakahimo ka siya question, meaning kapalo siya sayang tubag sa iyang ipangutana. Kay ingana. Okay, so in a classroom, teachers try to ask more questions during guided practice. So improve student test scores. Creative techniques like peer discussion and choral response engage all students and promote active participation. So effective teachers supplement questioning with explanations and examples, ensuring student understanding. Okay. Instructional principle number 4. Provide models. So providing students with models and work examples can help them learn to solve problems faster. So this principle is a foundation of effective teaching and learning. So by offering students tangible examples and models, teachers empower them to grasp complex concepts more readily and solve problems with greater efficiency. So, mag-provide ka mga models. Example, sa volcano. Model sa volcano, yung mga i-present. Di ba? Sa padhang ang mga models inyong sa science, yun kinahanglan ng mga models na yan. Di ba? Or pictures ninyo diha nga ipakita. Kay, that's the kuhan nga kuha nila ang processes, complex processes or concepts sa imuhang lesson. So, according to research, research underscores the need for cognitive support in student problem solving. Student or effective methods include teacher modeling, thinking aloud, and providing work examples. Labi na magtudlo mo story. Di ba niya, ang mga bata di pa kayo nakabalo sa comprehension. Isa gining thinking aloud nga strategy nga nindot nga gamiton. Labi na comprehension ang inyong tudlo. Reading comprehension. Thinking aloud. Kung saan yung thinking aloud? Kanang magbasa ka, tapos maghatag ka og explanation gamay, di ba? Para masabtan niya, mao day itong pasabot atong nga sentence or by stanza. Dili po ang lacking words. Imo siyang maghatag ka og kuan ba mo explanation gamay sa kadto pasabot atong nga lines. Passage. So, before mo mag-introduce sa passage or story, nagi mo yung prompts nga i-dikit, i-post para guide sila while listening the story or the passage or by reading the passage, na sila i-guide questions nga makita mo na prompts or guide questions. Para guided sila ay katong nga question mo ni nga line ang mo.
Samtang nagbasa sila, sir, magkuha nila.
Oo. Imo yung ipabasa before mo magtudlo o passage. Imo yung ipabasa ang prompts. Para read aloud yun sa ila para guided sila kung unsaon pag-answer. Kay through reading naay prompts, maibala nila nga kaniya line di ay mo answer atong question number 1. Okay, unsa pa ning modeling? Mag-model mo sa front? Modeling is a powerful instructional strategy where teachers demonstrate desired behaviors or process. So in context of reading comprehension, teachers model effective questioning techniques. Nawa naman ang cursor. Okay, modeling is a powerful instructional strategy where teachers demonstrate desired behaviors or processes. So in reading comprehension, teachers model effective questioning techniques or strategies for extracting key information from the text. Similarly, in easy writing, teachers model paragraph construction, showcasing how to organize ideas coherently and logically. And by observing these demonstrations, students internalize strategies and approaches they can apply independently. Okay, how about the guided practice? Unsa may mga guided practice? Okay, unsa may gibuhat nimo kung guided practice ka nga strategy? So guided practice bridges the gap between theory and application by providing structured opportunities for students to apply newly acquired skills with support. So after modeling, teachers guide students through practice activities. Pwede sa problem solving nimo ni magamit, di ba? Sa mathematics. So ikaw sa teacher solve ka guided with steps on solving problems. Then after that, si learner na po dayon ang solve. So that's what we call. So next is the guided independent practices. So man to sa guided.
Independent ka ng learner na ginagawa, sir.
Okay, so kay kabalo naman siya. So without supervision of the teacher. So independent practice encourages students to apply the learned skills autonomously, fostering self-reliance and mastery. So gamiton. Okay, environment where where students can flourish. So this structured approach cultivates competence, confidence, and independence, equipping students with skills they need to succeed academically and beyond. Okay, so ana ang pag-provide sa models, sa ganito, prompts sa models, guided practice, and independent practice. So kung magamit mo na sa imuhang lesson, labi na sa reading comprehension, sa problem solving, or process sa experiments, maayo ang resulta nimo, no? It will provide students with ma-solve nila ang problem nga pas-pas with ang work samples nimo nga kung nigamit ka atong mga strategies, dali ra dayon makakuha og output ang learners. Okay. Okay, number 5. Ay na ba? Opa. Sige, ito na yung paspasan. So, guide students practice. Di ba na-mention na natin ni kanina? Okay, successful teachers spend more time guiding students practice of new material. Okay, dili na ba yan? Kung problem solving, dili tayo na to pag concept ang atong gikuan, concept ang atong gihatag sa mathematics, okay pa, mag-solve ka og kuan equation. Pero kung imo lang i-complex na nimo into problem solving, diha na dahil malintar ni mga bata. So mo na imo ang gamit na ka og guide student practice, no? So instructional principle number 4 highlights the crucial role of guiding student practice in effective teaching. So research shows that successful teachers invest significant time in guiding students through practice of new material. So this principle underscores the importance of presenting the information and actively engaging students in applying and internalizing what they've learned. So, teachers empower students to solidify their understanding and develop mastery by providing structured practice. So, diba, sabi nila, constant practice makes perfect. So, ingana, kung labi na sa mathematics or sa writing skills, narabay writing na to karon, writing proficiency. Sa mga learners, i-practice ginin nyo ng kuan. Pero napoy kuan kanang i-implement nato siguro next year para mo kuan sa mo igo pud aning oral reading and writing proficiency test. Nga maghimo tag program or something magamit nato para ang bata makabalong mo basa, mo comprehend. Although walay comprehension sa assessment o kuan lang, writing proficiency lang. So nana kay gi-craft nga kuan, pero di naman nato makaya karon kay we are preparing na the presentation portfolio assessment as well as napatay CEO nga atong tanakwan. So maguba ang atong kuan. So ang akong plano, it will be launched in the after sa inyong dissertation, ma'am, generally, about sa beginning reading, training. Nangayon na. Wala pa ito.
No, about to all of us educators nga, there might have a delay on education because of the pandemic. But, again, the task force of ALS teachers, wala sila nag-forsake sa ato mo na siya nga ni-emerge ang katong PPA. Okay, so it is the stand of us as a teacher, so we have to respond the needs of our learners. So not just the learners, but we have to respond the needs of our society. Okay, so this afternoon, we are going to... Hello everyone! Good afternoon everyone!
Good afternoon!
Okay na ba po diha? Okay, basing nagpahiyaw-yaw lang ko din hiya. Okay, so let us continue, no? So as a teacher, we are going to respond the needs of our learners as well as to the society they have lived in. Okay, so to unfold our objectives this afternoon, let's have first to define the concepts and operational definition. Then second, this is also a knowledge, identifying the context and characteristics of the unpacked learning competencies or most essential learning competencies. Then demonstrate how to unpack the learning competency and show the standard process and value the importance of unpacking learning competencies. Okay, so to delve into the crucial process of unpacking the learning competencies, we have to deal first this terminology because we will meet it as we go further in our discussion. So we have first word the most essential learning competencies. The most learning competencies are relevant and desirable skills. It may be merged, clustered learning competencies intended for instruction amidst crisis. The example given is pandemic, calamities, and emergencies. Actually, the MELC or the most essential learning competencies is not existed in ALS. But the question is, what to unpack in the ALS learning guide curriculum. So I would like to highlight and emphasize this answer. The thing to unpack the ELS curriculum guide is not the performance standard, not the content standard, but the learning competency. Why? Nganong ang learning competency magyud ang atong unpack? Precisely because the learning competency has a content and it has a skill. Okay, so that's it. Next, unpacking. So I kept on telling unpacking, but what is unpacking, by the way? Okay, unpacking, it is the process of breaking down the competencies into specific and developmental learning objectives. So, it seems like a food. Matong giingon ni Sir Jun, no, nga, before you're going to eat the food, before you're going to swallow the food, you have to turn it into pieces. No, you have to chunk it. You have to slice it. In order for you to eat easily, you chew it before you eat the food and swallow the food, so that your digestion will not be in trouble. So see, in the context of our learning competencies, the learning competencies must be chunked. It must be sliced. Because mind you, mga ma'ams, the learning competencies is the very core of the development in designing the content. In designing the content and in the nag-revolve ang learning experiences, ang learning activities dinhaa sa mga bata sa learning competencies ni po. Di ba mo agree ba mo, Ana? Okay, so last nato nga meeting katong inset, we have a lot of questions, we have a lot of queries regarding the learning competency. If the learning competency can be put into the learning objectives. Okay, so I hope we will answer that certain question by the end of this session. Okay, so the unpacking of competency is very essential in the learning process of the learners, between the learners and the teachers. So mao nang kinahanglan jud ta magtuon og unpack. Kay na left behind bayag yun ta ini mga moms, kay ang sa formal na bayag yung email, where in fact nagsugod sila pag utilize anang kaning mail during pa-pandemic, di ba? But kita during the birth of the ELS, mao na ni ang atong ginagamit na ang modular modality. So dapat kita ang first hand ana. That is why we are encouraging teachers of ALS that we have to learn the causality of changes. Ang sa many mga changes, so naana ang milk, the emergence of milk, so kita sad, needs na to i-unpack yun ang atong mga learning competencies. Okay, now let's proceed. Developmental learning objectives. What is developmental learning objectives? It refers to specific learning objectives wherein skills are sequentially, logically arranged and increasing level based from the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, developmental learning objectives, this is a sequential process. So when we say sequential process, when we say increasing level, so pataas siya from lower order thinking skills to higher order thinking skills. Dili kay gikan sa higher order thinking skills down to lower thinking skills. So it's not like that, no? So the competency that we are going to choose, that we are going to unpack, it should be the basis. It should be the basis for the developmental instruction. Okay. So mo lang kinahanglan nato siya i-unpack. Then this revised Bloom's taxonomy, are you familiar sa revised Bloom's taxonomy katong 2001 version? Okay, this will be the this is the revised 2001 version of Bloom's taxonomy. Ang katong saon na katong 1956 nga version na mao na buhi kuan pataan na kaning na mo ginaatong gikadak-an nga ang kaning remembering knowledge pa na siya, noun pa to siya naka-form, and unlike karon na verb form na siya, remembering ang lower order thinking skills, then understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. So there is 6 level of revised Bloom's taxonomy. So, ang pinaka-highest order thinking skills is the creating, and the lowest order thinking skills is remembering. Okay, so ato na siya i-deeper niya, mga ma'am. Now, let's proceed now to the prerequisite contents. So, the content, concept, knowledge, ideas that is needed and required for the learner to be prepared for the target content. Okay, so, mo itong giingon ni Sir Jun gaina nga before you are going to if you're going to let the students to make an essay, so you have to discuss first what are the types of essay, what is the parts of the essay. So I have here an example. So if your target content, dinhi na ta, nagsugod na ta ha, pag-unpack, ha? Pero partial pa lang siya. If your target content is the order of adjectives, so what do you think is the prerequisite content of that topic? The order of adjectives. Okay, murag tanang lisod ang order of adjectives. Sige. Dinhi ta sa regular and irregular verb. So what do you think is the prerequisite content there? Oh yes, very good. What is verb? What is an action word? So you have to define first. Let your students explore. Let them explore the definition. What is verb? What is an action word? Before you will jump into your target content. Because that's the time, if your learner knows already the definition, the meaning of the verb, the action, that is an action word, then that's the time they can compare, they can contrast between the regular verb and the irregular verb. Okay, another one. If your target content is how to operate computer, so what do you think? What will be your prerequisite content? And yes, very good. Parts of computer. So dali ra no. Dali ara ninyo makapaandayon no. Okay, so parts of computer, or what are the functions of the computer and each part. Okay, so then that's the time you can proceed now to your target content. Okay, that's it. Next is prerequisite skills. Okay, by the way, kalimot ko. Okay, when we say prerequisite content, basta content gani ang ipangayo sa pag-unpack sa learning competency, maghuna-huna na dayon move noun. Now this, it talks about noun. And life size skills, this one, prerequisite skills, it talks about verb. So pangitaon na dayon ninyo ang verb din haan sa competency. Sige lang, kay dali ra na siya mga ma'ams. So prerequisite skills are skills needed to be developed prior for the learners to be able to perform the target skills. Okay, so the prerequisite skills, the basis of this is the revised Bloom's taxonomy. Okay, so I have here an example. What is the prerequisite skills if the target skill is understanding? What do you think is the prerequisite skill? Remembering. Very good. Okay, how about in this group, when the target skill is applying, what will be our prerequisite skills? The Manglina team. Kung applying atong target nga skill para sa mga bata, what will be our prerequisite skills?
Applying.
Ha? Based sa Bloom's taxonomy, kung kini siya na nata sa level 3, applying, yes. What will be our prerequisite skills? Kung gikan kung diri ato ang target skill. Understanding and very good. Understanding and remembering. So, mukuan jud mo lower gid mo siya. Kay mao na siyang prerequisite skills before you will jump into your target skill. So, okay, the last one, if your target skill is creating, pabuhaton na ninyo love letter ang bata. Assessment for your learners. Okay, next is identify prerequisite content if needed. Okay, so nani siya if needed mga moms? Why kay naay siya content nga dili gid siya kinahanglan og prerequisite content. ang katugay nag-example na ako kay need yun to siya. Ang verb, di ba? Naagid siya prerequisite content or the regular and irregular verb. Pero there are instances that there are some content nga wala dili need ang prerequisite. Okay, so we will ma-meet na nato sa atong sample. Okay, next is identified prerequisite skills. So the unpacked most essential learning competencies or the learning competencies has already